Hey everyone, how is it going? How you doing, Tommy?
I'm doing good, Chris.
Good. We have some news about what's going on with Congress and a lot of the things that are going on with Senator Joe Manchin. A lot of going too. So, Tommy, what do you want to start out with? Let's talk about Senator Joe Manchin. What's happening with Bernie Sanders. What's talking about? I mean, what's happening with Senate? What's going on with Senate, Tommy?
The Senate recently voted to on the S1, also known for the People Act, and unfortunately, it was a 50-50 vote, so it's tied, and no tiebreaker happened where uh, the vice president, in this case, if it's a 50-50 split, would come in and break the tie, but that didn't happen. So this bill, which was going to uh, effectively overrule the bills that Georgia has passed and several other states have passed. We're making certain groups of people hard to vote and making taking drop-off ballot locations, making it hard to do mail balloting and absentee ballots. So that's what this bill is supposed to overturn that. But even in the stripped down version, that they in the article that I read that Chris sent me earlier, that says that they were in talks, Joe Manchin and Senator Mitch McConnell said, "Oh yeah, we come to an agreement. Everything's hunky dory." But with this vote, it doesn't seem like everything was hunky dory. It seems like they were just saying that just to distract the American people. So that's just what I get from reading that article.
Right, and not only that, Chuck Schumer and basically um, Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin had the door shut, and after speaking to reporters, sorry, and they Manchin had reached a deal with Senator Manchin, and Chuck Schumer basically said, "I'm pleased to." Um, Reporters out there, I have come to an agreement with Senator Joe Manchin in my office about 2 hours ago, but now it's 3 or 4 hours ago, and basically, Schumer told the reporters that Manchin will provide a 50 vote on the Advancing for the People Act, and not only that, to overcome Tuesday's uh, vote as well and stuff in the GOP for the filibuster. Tommy, do you know what the filibuster is? I mean, do you want to explain what the filibuster is to people out there that don't know what the filibuster is?
Yeah, basically what the filibuster is it's where you have to have 60 votes to pass any legislation once it reaches the Senate. That's what the filibuster is. You don't where if you got rid of that, then you could have a little more of a debate, and you would need 60 votes. You would only need a certain number of votes. But as it stands right now, with the filibuster, um, in any form, you need exactly 60 votes even.
Right, right. So basically, yeah, that's what that article is saying. The article is down here on the screen. I will show it to you guys just to show you if I can. Basically, I really can't. So honestly, that's what that is. And going into more of this article, um, over the last past month, Schumer shares that I have worked on um, deals reaching provisions for the People Act. I do not support. I found common ground with the with my colleagues on a new vision, and basically, Tommy, the last video that we shot about this, basically, what's changed between now and then and stuff.
Which changed between then and now.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, the only thing that really had changed is they were saying that they had struck a deal when apparently from what I can see, like I said, because you can look up the vote on Twitter or anywhere online, and and they said, oh yeah, we made a deal. So a deal implies that you're going to get that 60 votes to pass the bill. But like I said, it was 50-50, 54, 50 against it. So that is not going to pass it.
Right, right, exactly, absolutely. I totally agree with you. And let me point this out. Okay, everybody's talking about the Child Tax Care Act, and I want to share with you guys that basically that I don't know who thought of this exactly, to be honest with you, but my thoughts about this is that they're making a child tax uh stuff very, very, very. I mean, they're overdoing it, overhyping it. I think just because I know there are a lot of people out there getting the child tax income and stuff like that, and I don't know who thought of it, why they thought of it, but they should have been. They should have thought about people out there that are all about the people. People that are on Social Security, low income. They should have thought about people like that. You know what I'm saying, Tommy?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Um, I mean, yes, it's a good thing to give people who have kids, give them a little break, but also because that helps too. And then, but also give a little more, but also working to giving people assistance uh, with, with who have social, they have disability, the disability assistant, people can't work. Yes, it's good to focus on that too. Um, Overall, yes, it would be great if they focus on everything. But then there are those people who are just freaking out about the whole child tax credit, um, additional tax break, or whatever you want to call it. There are people freaking out there saying, "Oh, this has gone too far. This is why are these people getting this money?" Well, without any kind of uh, way to, without any kind of low costing or government funded childcare, a lot of these people I find themselves where one person can go back to work and the other person can't. And in this day and age, you really can't survive on a single. If you are married, you really can't survive on one source of income in this day and age.
Right, and I've got to share that basically there are a lot of people out there still struggling. People say the pandemic is over with and the country's returning back to normal. That's a little bit of the truth, but what people are not telling everybody is the economy is returning back to normal a little bit, but there's not going to be ever any normal anymore. But um, the impact of it, the economic part of it is the money part, and people are saying that the country is still hurting. Which, yes, it's hard to survive on. And social security income because I have family that's on social security, and basically, um, once that happens, it's really hard to survive with inflation going up, lumber going up. What else has gone up, Tommy?
Gas prices have gone up. Food prices have also gone up too.
Right, 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 right. Exactly. A lot of things have really gone up, and so basically, where we're at right now, as far as a country, I see that our so-called president is standing by, watching, doing really not doing anything, but sitting there and just doing nothing. But and Kamala Harris is not even going to the wall and stuff like that. You know what wall I'm talking about, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
What wall am I talking about?
You're talking about, uh, well, some people refer to it as a wall, and really more as a section of, there is somewhat of a wall, but it's mostly a series of fences from uh, California to almost Texas. So it's really technically they people call it a wall, but it's really more like just some fences with some border crossings. Uh,
Right, right, and people are not talking about. I mean, people are. I mean, they're not going down to the border. Kamala Harris swears that she's been down there. Yeah, she was down there when she was a cop, but not since being in office because they don't want the responsibility of dealing with anything whatsoever either. So it's kind of like, what do I do? I mean, how do I handle this and stuff? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I have a huge problem when they can't take care of the American people and it's all about the child tax income. Yes, I gather that kids need help, but um, they also talk about the jobs opening up. There are a lot of jobs that have been ruined, but you also have jobs that are minimum wage jobs, pretty much at fast food restaurants or at other places like restaurants, fast food joints, stores. Got that, but I mean, a lot of those good jobs, right, Tommy, have been taken away, right?
yes, and
Right.
that also too, there's also been stalling on the infrastructure bill. If they would pass that, when they're literally, and they, but even with $1 trillion is not enough because they're actually estimated to actually take a total of $10 trillion to really uh, rebuild not just the roads, bridges, but the water infrastructure, clean to get water flowing again, get clean water flowing across this country, the electricity because Texas, after the whole thing with when they went through that winter, now this heat wave, they really did change anything. They are still on private electric companies. There's not a unified Texas alliance um, happening. So if your power goes out in Texas, you'll be out of power for a while because you're relying on government workers, relying people since it's not unified Texas. To have a unified one where it's all connected. It's a bunch of little companies. So even though there's linemen working for these companies, those companies are may take a week for them to get to you to where they're going to go to people, higher paying customers first. So that's going to cause more problems in the future.
Right, right. No, I mean, I'm going to share something with you guys that you may not know about. Now, I'm neither a Democrat or a Republican, and so I am third party. And so basically, the more for that third party, somebody gets into office, we may see Trump is planning to run again. I don't know if you've heard about that, right, Tommy? Have you heard
Yeah.
about that? What are your thoughts
Um,
on Trump running again? Or do you want to comment?
well, running again is kind of a weird way to put it because yes, there's been talk about him running again, but it's also talks. He's putting out stuff where, oh, I don't have to run again because I'll be on in like October. It is now the new thing out there. Like, oh, I'll automatically be in office by October. So there's some stories where they're going off of that, and there's other stories where yeah, he's worried about running again, um, and he's like running that he's already started doing rallies and stuff. So it's like he never stopped running, in my judgment, in my opinion, that he never stopped running. So whether he runs again or not, um, that's for him to decide.
Right, right, and yet, I mean, other countries out there, like you have, Canada, you have UK, you have Brazil, you have Ireland, you have most of these other countries that are getting stimulus checks, and I care about the stimulus checks because basically, people need them. People are having issues paying for their bills here. I'm glad that people from other countries don't have to deal with that, and they're getting good deals to where they're getting so much help or vision as well. Like if you're on Medicare, if you're on Medicaid here, you can't get your teeth done, you can't get your hearing done, you can't get your whatever done, and it's just like you want to get some of that done, but the price of it has gone up. It's skyrocketed. Those of you that have are on insulin or are diabetic, like me, I'm diabetic, and so basically, our my insulin has skyrocketed just because of the inflation of how it is here. Tommy, what are your thoughts?
Um, yeah, like I said, beautiful Canada, they are if they were to come down here try to buy, say they're on vacation, they didn't buy enough insulin or they ran out somehow, and they had to buy it from here. They would be like, why is this? Why am I paying this much? Because up there, they don't have to pay as much, and it's partially and part of that is because they have a universal health care which covers a lot of stuff. So when they need to see a doctor, unless it's a cold man, if it's like it's something severe, you don't have to wait 2 days to see the doctor. No, you can get in that same day. I mean, you have to wait maybe like 15 minutes, because the doctor has to make sure that the hands are clean and stuff. But in the waiting room, you might have to wait maybe 1 to 2 minutes in the waiting room, and then you go directly to see the doctor. You don't wait. You don't wait again in a little room for another 5 minutes. You go to that room. They do your vitals from what I hear. They do your vitals and everything. Nurse is there, and then and like 1 minute later, the doctor walks in instead of 10 minutes later, like here in the United States.
Right, right, exactly. And the whole thing with the whole bipartisan thing is just that I would like to see them go bipartisan on this and both sides get along. And yet Schumer and other Senate have said that basically that both sides can't get along and stuff. And Bernie Sanders has also said that as well. But wouldn't you want to see that both sides get along and come together, Tommy, or what?
Yes, that would be great, but with the current state of how people like Mitch McConnell, uh, Chuck Schumer, and Lindsey Graham, both Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell, both on on separate occasions said, when asked point blank, would you vote for this bill after it's been gutted and rearranged? And they both said no. So as the current state right now, I don't see it happening, but maybe one day in the future, when people can put all the differences behind them, then yes, maybe that would be a great thing. But as of right now, I don't see it happening.
Right, right, and Kalia's in here, even though she's somewhere in off the grid, in La La Land. Yes, our cat's name is Lala. She's in La La Land. She says that I wasn't sure about Trump now, but that seen Biden. I wonder if we've been better off, and I mean Biden hasn't really done anything since being in office, and Biden keeps on saying that they're helping people. Same with Kamala Harris. What are your thoughts about that, Tommy?
Um, my thoughts is I hear a lot of talk, and I hear people say, "Oh," I hear people go, "Oh, they would have been out if we kept with Trump." But the thing is, um, as it really would have mattered if Trump was still in office, because Mitch McConnell was blocking anything coming from because the Democrats held held the House, and Mitch McConnell um, was automatically blocking anything that was coming through there anyway. So the whole thing saying we were better off doesn't really make a bit of difference, because Mitch McConnell literally is doing the same thing. He said that he's doing now, that he's going to block any of Biden's agenda back when the House was controlled, um, after the midterm elections was held by the Democrats. Mitch McConnell was blocking anything from going through. So it would, it's not what they really, in that aspect, there's no difference.
Right, we would have been on our first stimulus check, or even we would have been on our maybe six, or even um, you know passing every month. Just because Mitch McConnell for the second stimulus, the first, he was very against it. He tried to block it. I don't know why Mitch McConnell. Well, I do know why Mitch McConnell's trying to block it, just because McConnell's a cancer in the government, and so basically he won't pass anything with flying colors because you know, Moscow Mitch, turtle boy Mitch is, all about himself. He sees that there's nothing wrong with his country. Same with a little bit of Rob Portman, a little bit, mostly, and same with a lot of them. Honestly, they see nothing wrong with being wrong with America when there's stuff that is going on that's pretty serious and pretty out there that's going on with America. And pretty much you have, Obama running things right behind the scenes because, obviously he's working with Joe Biden. What are your thoughts, Tommy?
My thoughts are um, overall, basically, as current things are, we need to just step back and look at what is motivating these people, what is driving them, and then uh, fix that versus doing what some people are saying, like, oh, if we just do this, if we just change the content of how we talk about things. Yes, that all that does is just, but that just changes the narrative. On the top, yes, change the narrative is good, but you also have to look at all the key players, and you have to look at who is in charge of what and who's in charge of this, and then so changing the mindset is just half the battle. The other one is changing the entire how everything works.
Right, right, right. I agree with Claire with when she says, Kamala Harris is, going to take over for good for Joe Biden because obviously Joe Biden already spilled the beans during his run, when he was, in the race and stuff. He kind of broke the news already on the news saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna within that first year, second year, I'm gonna be sick, and then it's gonna." He kind of went off script with it and stuff, and it's kind of like a script to me and stuff. What are your thoughts about that, Tommy?
That I've heard about that, and like I said, I don't know exactly if that's. I mean, I heard a lot of people have said that something's going to happen along the way, and Kamala's going to take over eventually. I don't know exactly if he's going to actually get sick, or if it's just going to be the mental stress is going to be too much because he is in his he's in his 70s, um, and she's younger than him, not by much, but she is younger.
Right.
So as far as that, the mental stress maybe might take a toll on him. Uh, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see um, what happens.
Right. So we want to know what your thoughts are out there, what you're thinking about the stimulus check, about things happening with the government right now. Chuck Schumer. I have to applaud Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a fighter. He's fighting for the American people, for to lower infrastructure. He's wanting to lower cost of medicine out there for other people, hearing, vision, etc. He's really fighting for the American people out there. Meanwhile, you have Senator Joe Manchin, and you also have people like Mitch McConnell that don't want to see what's going on in America. They're in their mansions, just living life, and obviously, hopefully, they pass something before um, before hopefully they pass something before they go on their next vacation, because Senate doesn't do anything anyways but sit in their offices, go to the floor, do nothing, and talk about, hey, let's pass this. No, let's fight about that. Let's do this. Let's do that. So, what are your thoughts, Tommy, before we go?
My thoughts are uh, also, well, I'd like to mention that also another person that also played a role that's being highlighted. Of course, there's many others, but another one of the key players is Kristen Cinema from New Mexico, and she also has clearly stated that she also didn't want to, get rid of the filibuster. Thinks that people were going to come together right now and do things by partisanship. So my overall thoughts is we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. As of right now, the For the People Act isn't going anywhere because, like I said, in the stripped down version, it was still voted 50 yeses to 50 nays. And without Kamala Harris coming in to become the tiebreaker vote, nothing is going to happen as of right now.
Right, nothing will happen. I mean, because honestly, if she had to come in and vote, she would be the tiebreaker. I think. I mean, in my honest opinion, I really think she would. If, like I said, if she has to come in and vote, she will definitely. So, leave your thoughts down on the section down below of what your thoughts are about what's happening in Senate, what's happening with our government, what you see, how you're feeling about things. Just because, I mean, everybody's going through it rough right now. Everybody's having a hard time with bills. Everybody's having a hard time with jobs. Everybody's having a hard time general in life just because of this. This is overwhelming for a lot of people out there. Just because, people want socialism. People agree with Bush. I mean, not Bush. People agree with Trump. People agree with Biden. I, you know, I'm just going to say that we don't need more socialism out there for our country. Things are being ran wrong through the presidency, and things are being ran wrong. And Senate, the government's doing a lot of things wrong because they should be all for the American people and not sending money to other countries to help them out when a lot of people are struggling here just to keep a roof over their head or from going homeless, or there's a lot of homeless people out there right now that are not doing so well, right, Tommy?
Yes. If you want to see some of that, go to this channel called Status Quo. They recently are on a road trip right now, and one of their stops was in Philadelphia, where their main focus was on the homeless thing that erupted there because of the moratorium being lifted in in a lot of states, to where people, if they were able to go back to get work, they still wouldn't have enough money to pay all that back rent.
Right, exactly. And now, the moratorium is going to be done at the end of this month. It's going to be lifted. So basically, it's, I mean, in a lot of different states already, it's already gone. Some of it, I mean, Tommy, in Iowa, is the moratorium gone, or is it still there for the time being?
Last I knew, it's still here until it officially ends in July.
Right, right. So, I mean, like, are there a lot of jobs opening up in Iowa, or are there jobs closing, or is it hard for everybody?
As far as jobs right now, um, yeah, there's not really just in here where I live alone. There are the jobs that are available. are for people, like the only ones available at gas stations, working in fast food. There are a few, maybe some restaurant jobs, but other than that, um, the jobs that are available are not available to me because of the like I can't work at fast food. I would seriously get sick if I did that. And then I can't work at I can't do a gas station job working at a cash register because that foot that is just to do that and go and stay focused and everything. Um, it's not that I don't have that capability. It's just that it's a lot harder for me to do.
Right, right. I totally understand. So, those of you that are struggling right now, hopefully things are going to be okay in the near future. We'll keep you updated what's going on with Senate and the whole thing. If stimulus passes, this package passes or not. Any last words before we go, Tommy?
Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, to let you know when we post a new video, and leave a thumbs up. And like Chris said, leave a comment down below and keep on watching.
All right, we'll see you next time, and bye for now.